Okay, so it is October 29th, which means we're getting dangerously close to the November election. And this is home stretch. I know a lot of people have already voted, myself included, but for those of you who haven't voted, I'm talking to you. Now, I know that President Trump doesn't strike everyone good. I mean, not everyone likes him. Oh, by the way, this is an opinion piece, my opinion. So none of the platforms may agree with my opinion, but it's just my opinion, okay? I'm using my First Amendment right, freedom of speech, to state how I feel about things while I still can, before the government finds some way to take that away. Now, we're in the home stretch of this campaign, and we had like 7 candidates on the Oregon ballot. Of course, Kennedy actually dropped out; he was still on the ballot. But we had a Constitution Party candidate, which that's my party. I would have voted for him, except he can't beat Donald Trump. He can't beat Kamala Harris. Besides that, I liked how things were when Trump was in office. I think he governed the country quite well. I really do. I wasn't broke. Didn't live paycheck to paycheck. Always had money in the bank. Things were going good. Had plenty of work. And all that's changed since the Biden-Harris administration took over. It's gone to hell. I build RVs. RVs are something that people don't have to have. It's hard to convince people to buy something they don't have to have that's expensive when they're having trouble being able to afford groceries at the store. That's the situation we're in. So, I'm on my monthly week vacation, unpaid. They can't keep the factory open all the time. There's no point. Nothing selling. So, that being said, I cast my vote, and why did I not vote for Kamala Harris? I'll tell you why. She can't even face any questions. She can't even answer any questions. Whenever you ask her anything, she goes into some diatribe about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that. That's not even what was asked. Or about how she grew up in a middle-class home. So what? She grew up in Canada for a while. She never mentions that. But anyway, we all know what a bang-up job she did in California. And while she seems real liberal on cannabis, she put a lot of people in jail for cannabis use in California. She's pretty hard-nosed about it. And I think that's ridiculous. I think that's a waste of resources. But the economy, foreign policy, she doesn't know diddly. She might act like she does, but she doesn't. And the border, that's a total crisis. And she was in charge of the border. Joe Biden put her in charge of the border. Yeah, well, what did she do? She opened it up more. Now we have all kinds of criminals and people who haven't been vetted at all in this country that don't belong here. Now, I'm not against immigration, but I want legal immigration. I think the wall needs to go up, the rest of it, and they need to come through the entry control points so they can be properly vetted. That's the way to do it. But personally, I think maybe there shouldn't be any for a while. We're kind of getting full. That's how I feel about it. I've got enough people here now. And what's really dumb, I'll tell you something. they're trying to turn their eyes away from illegal aliens registering to vote, which is a crime. But yet I have people I work with who are non-citizens who came up from the southern border, many of which are assets to this country. They work hard. They put money into Social Security. They produce, and they can't vote. But yet someone who hasn't been vetted at all can vote. This is totally wrong. And her views on gun control, don't kid yourself. She wants to take guns away from us. I'm a block. I'm not even sure I believe that. She may have bought one just to go through the motions. I doubt she can even shoot the thing. Tim Waltz in his fake hunting trip video, all his clothes were brand new. He couldn't even get the shells properly loaded in the gun. The guy's a total knucklehead. He even said so himself. He said he calls himself a knucklehead sometimes. I tend to agree. That duo should not be nowhere near the executive branch. And all this stuff she says about Trump, she just makes up. Oh, well, so-and-so said he's dangerous. His economic plan is going to ruin the country. Well, his economic plan worked pretty damn good before. And he had the border closed up pretty good. Yeah, there was immigration, but it was done proper. So, plus, I like how he wants to reduce income tax. I'm for that. All Kamala's going to do is raise taxes. And yeah, she claims to be a Democrat, but the Democratic Party needs to change their name to Communist Party because that's what they've become. They can call themselves socialist, that's one step down, communist. Same crap, just not quite as far advanced. They want to take over every aspect of your life, and they want to take all your money. Yeah, they act like they're going to give you free stuff now. Well, what's going to happen is socialism works good till the government runs out of money, and then they got to find somewhere to get it. Where do you think that's going to be? They're going to take your money, all of it, and they'll line their pockets with most of it. And the general public will be poorer. They'll have nothing. And she keeps calling it, let's move forward. Sounds like the Great Leap Forward to me, like what China did. Yeah, those people were doing great. Not. People who own property were deemed landlords and were executed. The very same thing could happen here. Don't think it can't. People say, oh, this is a free country. Well, none of that will ever happen. Don't be so sure. Why do you think they're trying so hard to control the guns? They're not concerned about our safety. None of the gun control measures would ever work that they've come up with. Newsflash, when there's mass shootings, the mass shooter's breaking the law already. There's laws in the books that they're breaking. So why would adding more laws help? Any of you that are on the fence, I would encourage you to not just watch MSNBC and NBC and those affiliates. I'd encourage you to watch independent news channels on YouTube and other places. Get the other side of the story. Because most of those mainstream media, they've got an agenda to elect Democrats, to keep the Democrats in power. That's their agenda. And big tech is at it too. So you got to look hard to find the whole story of what's going on. But if you vote, vote because you made an informed decision and you know who you're voting for and what they're about. Don't vote because you hate Trump, because you're voting against Trump. So you vote for someone who's awful, who's going to drag the country down. Don't do that. Of course, I can't make you vote. You have the right to vote any way you want. But I would strongly encourage you to get as much information as possible before you cast your vote. If you vote for Kamala Harris, well, so be it. But do so because you know you want to vote for her, not because you hate Trump. This election is going to determine what direction this country goes and what kind of government we have. And if you think communism is a good thing, I'd do more research because I think you're lacking in knowledge on that subject. Oh, and by the way, Barack Obama, please retire from politics. Hillary Clinton, please retire from politics. You know, I've been reading Confronting the President's book that Bill O'Reilly wrote. And those early presidents, when they got out of office, they went home. They didn't stay and meddle in the politics. They went home. And that's what they need to do now. When they're done, go home. Don't meddle in future elections. Anyway, I've said my piece, and just be informed. Don't be ignorant. If you don't know enough, don't vote. You really shouldn't vote if you don't have enough knowledge about it. Thank you for your attention.